Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody, and welcome to the penultimate episode of the Neverending Train. I am Kai, your DM for the day, and also someone who read through a series of unfortunate events too many times as a child. Would our wonderful players like to introduce themselves from the top down?
Oh, that's
no one's looking at the thing.
I'm
okay,
above you.
I'm
above you, so I was like, where am I? Oh, no. Sorry. Okay. Hi, I'm Modmad. I'm playing Oscar, who's the engineer, but he doesn't feel like he's able to call himself the engineer right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, gosh, you've got some games to listen to.
And Kit?
Hi everyone, I am Cartoon Kitsune, also known as Kit, and I will be playing the adorable little stuffed rabbit, Minty.
Whom we all know and love, mostly as a self-care icon from around the server. And last but not least, Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark. I play Benjamin Herman Boingo Higgins. You know him, you love him. What more should I say?
I mean, he's probably got a lifespan currently measured in minutes at the moment, considering where we're heading, but that's my job as DM to explain all that, isn't it?
It sure is.
Alright, despite the fact that we've had about a dozen or so episodes since this particular plotline happened, where we last left off was Engineer and Minty. You were on a little mini train heading towards something called the Origami Carriage in order to have words with Higgs, because you have a plan. You reckon you're gonna go do a thing. Before you go and do the thing, you're gonna find this rabbit and potentially peck him up a little bit, or maybe give him hugs. It's up to you guys.
Who knows?
Who can say?
Yep. Thankfully, this train was pre-programmed in its destination and everything. So as you two board it, I do gonna need you guys just to make some quick Constitution saving throws as you pass through the tunnels that this train will take you through. Because it's not a very comfortable.
Oh, that was in that one.
What a way to start this episode.
Unbelievable.
Engie, I can't remember if there was actually a stat for this. You are just nauseated. You're going to be really nauseous for a little while here.
Okay, Minty did a little bit better. That's an 11.
Yeah, with an 11, you're not feeling great. There's a little bit of motion sickness sort of thing, and you feel a little bit stretched out weirdly as you travel through these tunnels. But you can manage. You're doing all right. Engie, you are in bad shape. You thought you'd be good at this because you've been through one of these before. Obviously not.
No.
All right.
I mean, internally, I have to say, the shame of the fact that he's got travel sick on a train is worse than anything else.
It's
That's the worst part of it.
I mean, the good news is it's not the train travel itself that is making you sick. It's specifically when you pass through these little wormhole dimensional teleporter type things. That
spaghettification.
Pretty much. That's what kind of you're fine when you're on the train, and then you come out of the tunnel on the other side, and it's just no.
My theory on this, my string theory on this is because Minty is perhaps more toonish than Engie. Engie is CGI, so maybe there's some pixelation that happens. He's like, oh god, why? No, hate this, hate this.
Absolutely perfect. I think because you are a bit like that, you don't get to see the wonderful sight of re-arriving in the train carriage from way back. I think that was episode 3? Not that you could really see much because of the pollution in the air from all the various train smoke and smog and everything. But you do get, for about 30 seconds, you guys are traveling on a railway suspended in the air. You have no idea how high up from the ground because you kind of can't see the ground, only vanishing layers of different train tracks going off into the distance, both below you and above you. After you kind of get this sight for a little bit, you're through another tunnel, and as you pop out on the other side, you enter a world of white, and I'm going to need you to make perception checks, please.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Engie, you're at disadvantage because of how nauseous you are.
Awesome. Love it when that happens. That's already an 11.
Oh, we're going off astoundingly here.
Oh, and it could have been a 22, but no.
No, we'll go with half that. 11's not too bad. And a 14 for Minty.
And 14, a little better.
Yeah. Alright, with that, you it takes a second to let your eyes adjust from the darkness that was in the train carriage. But once they do, you realize this glaring whiteness that you thought was maybe kind of snow. No, wait, snow doesn't have, edges and corners and lines making up. So as your eyes adjust, you realize that you have just exited at a crevice at the top of a hill, looking out on a landscape that is just made out of millions and millions of reams of paper. Some of it's folded, some of it's just lying out across the landscape. You've got a couple of little origami flowers growing out of the ground. In the distance, you guys can see this giant gaping chasm in the ground, but there's still a fair bit of landscape for you guys to go around and explore. There's a little bit of a semi-wooded area as you are walking down the hill, so you can't see for heaps and heaps, but you can see a fair way. And Minty, with that 14, I will give you a bonus that you actually see a little bit of movement in this place, and you spot a couple of origami birds flitting beneath the trees.
Can I just say that Minty is absolutely thrilled because this whole place is like arts and crafts?
Pretty much. Like, you can see a couple, some of the origami leaves and everything. It's not just white, you've got very subtle patterns and everything on it as well. So, if you want to pick up some paper and do whatever, you are welcome to go ahead. But I think this is the point where I actually kind of step back for a little bit here.
So what do you guys want to do?
Alright, well,
just arrived in this place. What do you guys want to do?
Well, Minty's probably gonna pick up a stray piece of paper off the ground if she can, and try to fold something. Would she have to roll for that, or could she just say she made something?
I mean,
for
you're
that,
not under any kind of time constraint.
If you know how to fold paper, then you can just make it into something. If you want to roll, we'll just call it dexterity to see how fancy a thing you fold, if you like.
Okay, so it's just straight dex.
Yeah. Unless you've got an argument for it being another skill. With a 10, you make a decently solid crane. This wasn't super difficult or anything. If you'd gotten below a 10, I would have said, I've forgotten what those call, but the little chatterbox type things. But no, with a 10 you make a crane.
Oh yeah.
I always call them Pac-Man. Pac-Man heads. Pac-Man.
Love it.
Yes. Oh yeah, those things.
Yeah.
Oscar is just taking this time to recover. He's said goodbye to the train and said thanks, or at least said no. Wait, he's telling it to wait, right? So they can use it to get to the next place.
Yep, the train is waiting patiently for you to pick you up and take you on to your next destination. After all this,
yeah, he's leaning on it, and that's definitely not because he needs it to figure out which way is up. That's not what's happening. He's just being friendly.
Right? Yeah. Engie, look what I made! It's oh wow! I don't think I've ever seen you turn that color before. Are you okay?
You're right. Orange and green does not mix. It doesn't look good. He shakes it off because we've got to sell the gag somehow. He's like, oh, that's lovely. What is it?
Oh no! Look, I made a little thing out of paper.
Oh, I see. That's a wee little crane. I see little wings. I didn't know you could do that.
I will say, after you've kind of been holding it up for a little bit and you kind of get a moment to take it in, it starts fluttering in your hand and eventually flies off.
Oh my
Do they all do that?
gosh!
I'm guessing that they don't always do that when you do it. I don't know what you're capable of. I mean, you're older than me and you're full of magic. Whatever. Anyway, that's very impressive. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, no, I think it's just this train carriage because I think I saw a couple more of those little birds flying around. So I guess this place is just all magical origami. Isn't that cool?
Hey, what's origami?
Oh, paper folding. Here, let me show you. And Minty's just gonna grab a couple pieces of paper, and she's gonna show Engie how to fold a crane just cause.
Oh, yeah, please show him how to do it. The fact is that he has travelled widely and has been to Ghibli where this is a practice. The thing is, he never stuck around really long enough to see that kind of things or learn how to do it. So, yeah, he's absolutely going to let her take the lead.
roll me dexterity to see how good a bird you make, or if you fail
Right.
Okay, sure. Let's see how badly this goes. 8. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a bit crumpled. It's not horrendous, but you definitely didn't get the fold right.
That's fine. That's accurate. I think I need
okay.
a bit of work.
That's all right. You only just made your first one, so you can only get better from here.
That is a sound philosophy. Thank you very much. He gives her a pat. Like, that was not condescending, but, you know, like, that was very sweet. Anyway,
Nah, she appreciates it.
This is lovely, but I do believe that we have a mission, so we shouldn't get too distracted by my paltry efforts of people folding.
It flies off a bit lopsidedly.
Sorry.
But yeah, you guys have a coal carriage to explore and a rabbit to find.
Okay, are we perceiving or investigating?
Already do a perception check when you arrived? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
what-
so.
That was the 11 for Engie or Oscar and 14 for Minty.
Okay. If you are trying to track Higgs down, can you guys go ahead and make a survival check for me?
Ooh,
Survival,
I might actually have a
alright.
plus in that. Yeah,
Or
I've got
fall under
something.
that kind of thing.
I'm gonna have one of those days, and this is just
a whole one number higher.
A 9 and a 10 from Oscar and Minty. Oh, wow.
middle sliders. Oh god.
I like, this is me literally rubbing my hands together in glee over what Mock has planned.
Well, the thing about it, we didn't discuss the specific like paper landscape too in depth, like really at all. We should have done that.
We possibly just I'll let you go nuts, take control, other than like this place is outside.
Yeah. So you guys looking around, you're trying to see was there any trace of him. I'm not gonna make this too hard for you. A little ways down the hill, because all of this is oh, I got a question. Is it white paper or is it colored paper?
Most of it is white. You can find like the odd piece of paper that is kind of a pale pastel, but it's mostly white.
All right, yeah. So you guys see something that's not quite like everything else. There is a little sign stuck in the ground, like a little signpost, and there's something bright and red. It looks maybe like a thread is tied to it.
Well, that is clearly of no relevance whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely not important. Let's go in the other direction.
La-di-di-di-da.
Turn around and you walk
No,
to
we'll
the
go
wall.
look at that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, are we following the string? Is this?
Yeah. Well, let's read
Okay,
it on the
Yeah.
Arian
signpost
is
too.
red.
The
I hope there's not a
signpost,
minotaur at the end of this. That would.
the signpost, by the way, just reads in all capital letters, door.
Doesn't it look like a door? Oh wait, maybe it's at the other end of the string. I'm doing well today. Are you not feeling peculiar after going through that tiny whiny wibbly wobbly business?
I mean, maybe a little woozy, but not super woozy.
Ugh, I feel like it reversed my polarity. Anyway, let's follow the string. That's something more tangible.
Yeah, you can follow
Alright.
this string. It leads into kind of that like glade of trees that was down there, and as you go along, everything is like nice and peaceful, and then you see like maybe there's a few areas where there's some pieces of paper torn off of like tree branches, as if someone was like picking it, or like collecting leaves off of the trees almost, but it's paper. And
Mysterious.
Yeah.
Do we do more investigation or perception checks? Because let's face it, those two were dunkers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if you should, or if I should just
I would say, considering that this is like a new-ish sort of area
It's a
from
newish
like
area.
where they'd exited before, new perception checks may be an idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, because we kind of gone a ways, so.
That
Okay.
is better.
And
That is
20
much better.
and a 10.
Well, at least one of us has eyes now. And ironically, it's the one who
Ironically.
doesn't have eyes.
All right. So as you guys are walking along, it's fairly quiet. I don't know. There's the sound of rustling paper as you're moving through. And Minty, you go to take a step, and Oscar, you don't have eyes to see out of the corners of.
Corner of
I
your
have
vision?
very good hearing. I mean,
You, well, okay. You catch a glint of some kind of metal on the ground, and at the exact right moment, you pull Minty back as a bear trap snaps closed, and then explodes right in your face.
all right. So we do know we're in the right carriage then. I've got an idea. How about you just stay up here? And he's going to swing Minty up over his shoulders into a
Nailed it.
piggyback. Because, my
Nailed it.
god, I need to have it.
We did it, guys! We got the
We did it.
piggyback!
We made it canon. I drew a
And
picture
Minty
of
is
Minty getting a
absolutely
piggyback
okay with this.
so long ago. Hooray! I win the game.
Guys.
That's it. That's it. That's how I've won the game for
Yeah.
me, personally.
Yep, no, a shining door appears out of nowhere and just like, yes, that is where you can just go through and go home. No.
You won the game!
Skip the whole boss fight.
But now Minty's like a little bit like shaken up from like almost getting bear trapped, so
Yeah.
she's just like hugging onto
And exploded.
onto Oscar.
But
Again,
yes,
it's a bear trap. I just want to say in my notes, I just wrote it's a regular bear trap, but it explodes.
yep. That sounds
It's
like
truly
on
pretty
brand. Yep. So, taking this as encouragement? Oscar is going to continue to follow the piece of string, perhaps a little more cautiously than before.
Mm-hmm.
And as you go, you start to see there's pieces of paper that have like scribbles on them, like random thoughts, like mathematical equations. Some things are like circled or like double circled in a red marker. Some things are just written like with a pen. And this red string starts to connect various pieces of paper together.
Mm.
And
see.
I have a few notes that I have crafted that I'm just gonna share really quick. So
Aww!
Oh my
you
gosh.
find on these pieces of paper some drawings. I will not comment about the quality of said drawings.
I will. They're terrible. I love them.
I think
They
they're
are-
terrible, but in like a very heartfelt, good way, if that makes sense.
Rude. But you see one for like a little mouse. Looks very sad. Has some kind of little sun or something next to her. According to the sheet, her name is Daz. And there's notes scribbled on it about just kind of about her, a general description, just like, oh, it's a mouse tune, really, really nervous all the time. There's a line that points to the little circle sun thing, and it says clearly irrational, that she adopted an orb as a companion.
Sorry, I'm having
And
so
then,
much fun reading all of these.
Just like status unknown. And then another little note under that is wondering if she used a potion. Presumably, this is something that Higgs has given. I'm going to go through these quick. Some kind of big, strong animal, probably. Not really sure what kind of animal it is. Mean, but not even in the fun way. He seems to really not like this one. And as you go along, I want you to give me another perception check.
Oh boy,
Okay.
that
Uh-huh.
one.
Astounding!
Just
Oh.
as well you're having a piggyback. Oy.
See, now this is...
Hmm.
Okay.
Evil noises. Okay, concern.
As you are walking along, let me roll a d2. As you're walking along, and you maybe are looking at these notes, these pieces of paper, you're following this red with your eyes, and what you're not looking at is above you, because as you go to push a branch kind of out of the way as you're walking forward, something falls from above. What do? You can kind of hear it, and there's some kind of movement. What do you do?
I see. We have the cartoon whistle sound effect.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would make a dex save, yeah?
Yeah.
Do that.
I mean, I'm going to ask you a question, and you're quite welcome to say no, because barbarians have advantage on dex against effects that you can see, but like you've said, I haven't seen it, I've heard it.
You did not see it.
You have
I
like
did not
throwing
see-
shadow on the
This
ground.
is-
It's
this
just-
I
like-
have not perceived. Okay, that's fine.
This is like
Okay.
split-second reaction.
Oh dear, that's not great.
So since I'm piggyback, should I roll 2 or?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
no, you didn't notice it, did you?
All right, I didn't notice it at all.
All right, that's a
No.
12. Oof.
I mean,
So-
yeah. How bad is
So,
it? Just
Minty,
give me
suddenly,
the bad news, doctor.
your very sizable ears are ringing as you have just been hit on the head with a bucket. And from the bucket pours some kind of liquid, which comes down on you, and once it hits the ground, it explodes.
Oh,
Ouch.
oh.
Can you both take 6 damage for me?
Yeah,
You
sure,
most certainly
sure.
can.
Good start. Good start.
I'm imagining a lot of these as like just the comical, like covered
Like
in
world
soot or
chart,
whatever,
like in
Yeah,
typical
yeah.
For a
Jam
moment.
fashion.
and you can kind of just
There's a
shake it
a
off.
suitable pause and then just
Exactly.
Yeah.
clouded.
A little cough of smoke.
Perfect.
Definitely in the right carriage.
You know, I'm starting to think that maybe Higgsy doesn't want to be found.
It is a possibility, on the other hand. Maybe we ought to let him know who we are. We might have a better chance.
Yeah, that is true.
I think you'd better do it. He might be a bit surprised to hear me. On the other hand, I'm quite loud.
Yeah, that is true. I guess I can take the lead when we find him.
Are we gonna find him if we don't try to find him by shooting?
Right, true. I guess we just keep following the string and hope that he's at the end and that we don't get blown up again.
Alright,
Yeah,
well, you know what? I'm better at dodging things when I'm moving fast, so how about you just hang on tight? And I'm gonna use one round of Expeditious Retreat just to, like, go. Just to fucking go.
And you go Noom.
And you go, Doom.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was gonna give you some more notes that he wrote, but if you're gonna go fast, I don't know. You might just pass them by.
Oh, we can. They smack into Minty's face, you know, like buzz
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Yeah. That's
Or like a
excellent.
newspaper in the wind, just smack.
Yeah.
I will describe them to you because they are very, very good is the thing, and I
Oh my god!
Yes.
I love it!
yeah.
Violence in the fun way! Yeah, baby!
Character, the engineer. There's no way that is this guy's real name. Correct.
Yeah, sure.
You could tell these are written definitely before you put your announcement out. I'll say that much.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
That's right.
I hadn't even thought of that. I am so stupid.
I mean, it's been like months since like the previous game, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been. I can tell you guys this out of character. This is not something your characters will know. Things aren't synchronous on the train. So like there is the like possibility for some people to have heard your announcement before you actually made it, and for some people to just straight up not hear it for days yet. So
Cool.
also,
Love that.
can I just say, I love in the corner of Engie's one status deceased.
Oh yeah, he's got status for all of them. Most of them are like Daz's was status unknown, Natha's was status don't know, don't care. Hopefully dead in a ditch. Probably should have left her in that pit. Angie's is status deceased. Minty has status unknown.
Minty's one is so heartbreaking.
oh, little
I'm crying
tear.
at
That's
this,
so
guys.
sad.
I retract anything I said about these drawings not being good. I love that picture, genuinely. I'm like, I love it.
It's
It's
so
terrible.
good.
I love it. It's terrible in a heartbreaking way.
I had a fun
Oh.
day, like getting back in touch with my inner like young artist who doesn't actually know like drawing like when I was 7.
It's the best way to draw. They have no fear. They are the best artists in the world and they know it. I want to get back to that state.
So these both hit Minty in the face as you're going.
I want to
Okay.
read this little bit out loud because I think it says so much about Higgs. Like, for on Minty's one, last seen sobbing on the ground, tried to talk some sense into her, but she didn't listen. There's no way to change the past, we can only move forward. At least he went out on his own terms. Like, ow,
Sorry, kid.
ow.
Boy. Yeah, now Minty's kind of like cringing at that because, oh boy, that's oh boy.
Yeah,
I
no,
love
there's
that.
reasons.
Oh.
There's reasons. Don't you worry. There's reasons.
An engineer has no idea about these because he's just
Yeah.
running. He's just going. He's just doing the noom.
Yeah, Minty's probably gonna tuck those away and probably not show them to him because yeah, not exactly flattering.
She's holding them up in front of her face, and then it lowers, and you just hear her going. Oh, like she puts them in the ham's face.
Like, you all right back there, lass? Yeah, I'm fine.
It's fine.
So if you're like, are you still trying to keep an eye out on like what's going on if you're running?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, if anything, he's like super like on pins now because the bear trap was one thing that he failed to look at.
You can't go fast and look closely. You gotta choose one.
Okay, I mean, like I've already said, I'm going fast.
You go on
So,
fast.
If I'm only allowed to do one, then that's the thing I'm doing because I already said I'm doing it. So I hope Minty's
I
keeping
know-
an eye.
Yeah, now she's looking out as best she can, keeping those
Yeah,
big
all
ears
right.
perked up.
Maybe give me a perception check.
For a
Oscar, you
second.
can make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay, that's fair.
Hey,
But
finally a
19,
good
I'm probably
roll.
not going to keep it.
A 19 for
Oh.
Minty, though.
6.
You're gonna keep the 6.
Yeah.
The 19 is me seeing where the thread is. Like, I really know where that thread is.
Damn, that thread.
That sure
right
is a
there.
thread.
Mhm.
And Oscar, Minty's still on your shoulders?
I would hope so.
Yes, she
Right.
is.
Now, the 19 is so good. The problem is I rolled these DCs ahead of time. So what happens
You
is
roll? Wait, you roll DCs? I like calculate them based on how difficult it is in my head.
well, I made a skill check for Higgs to make these traps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Instead of
that's
becoming-
right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
So what happens is, Minty, you actually don't see this coming until like the moment before it happens. Oscar, you're running, Minty's on your shoulders, and then suddenly you run into what feels like a wall,
Ow.
and you are blasted backwards. Minty is no longer on your shoulders. She has stayed in the same spot in the air and is now flipping around in circles. Very funny. And you, Oscar, get knocked back into a hole, which you then fall down into, and when you hit the bottom, it explodes.
I'm really glad I failed because that's so fucking funny. I mean, this is Warner Brothers just up the wazoo. I am delighted. I mean, I guess like the engineer isn't, but I personally am thrilled at the sequence
And
of
gravity
events.
continues
Thank
to
you.
hate this man.
Yeah,
It's great.
it really is. Like all of these main villains trying to pull shit with this guy. Nah, gravity has like been his nemesis the entire time.
Oh, sorry. Angie, can you take 10 damage for me? That one was
Ow,
rough. That one
10.
was really rough. Yeah, no, that one was really
Fuck.
rough.
Boy.
I mean, like, I'm kind of glad nobody else has taken this, but like, okay.
At least
You do have
we haven't
energy
even
with
got
you,
to the
so-
main boss yet. He's gonna kill us before we get to the guy.
He set up some traps. Listen. And as so what that was, now that that's all over, Minty can kind of look at it. There was a tripwire on the ground, and you tripped it,
Mm.
and then a big hammer swung down and knocked you back into that hole, like a fun game of polo.
That suddenly makes so much sense. Okay.
So is he still in the hole, or did he get blasted out of the hole?
He's in the hole right now.
Yeah, I think you just hear this voice from inside this smoking hole saying, Higgs! Like, as loud as possible. Like, he actually is just, like, giving the fuck up. He's like, where are you, you bastard?
Yeah, Mitchie's just gonna kind of peer over the edge of the hole, like, do you need a minute? I can throw down a rope, but I'm kind of worried you might set it on fire right now.
Give me a moment, but maybe cover your ears.
Minty, she takes her ears and she kind of like ties them in a knot so she can't hear anything.
Okay. And then you just see all this Grolix like flying out of the hole, like just like Charlie Brown kind of like.
Minty just hears like.
And then he's going to try and climb out of the hole.
Can I just I'm giving all three of you an inspiration point because this whole thing is fucking astounding, and I can't
Oh my
choose
God, does
just
that-
one of you to give this to.
Wait, I've already got an inspiration point for some reason. Does that mean I have two?
Yes,
I am keeping that because by the rolls I've had today, I'm gonna need them.
I think like the maximum inspiration points you can have is 3, but yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
Nice. Do I have to roll anything to get out of the hole, or?
And Minty has rope, so I can assist if we need to.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
cool.
not super deep. I just want to see what happens. You've been rolling so well today. No, it's not a very deep hole. I think with that you could get out. You know, if you take your time. I mean, it's not the fastest you've ever gotten out of a hole, but
My dignity is severe.
you make it back up.
I feel a lot better now. Not extremely better, but
What? Oh, hang on a sec. And she unties her ears.
Oh,
Sorry, did you say
that's-
something?
no, I did not say anything. Now, shall we try and find a way to get it exploded? Because frankly, I'm getting the impression that he doesn't want to be found, but I don't want to get exploded anymore.
I did have an idea. What if we follow the string, but kind of off to the side? Because it's bright red and we can see it pretty easily. But then we wouldn't be right in line with all the traps.
He just puts two paws over his face, and he's like, "You're a genius, and I'm an idiot. But let's just follow your advice and not talk more about that." Oh, look, another piece of paper.
Yeah. Again, you can tell that you're getting closer because the red thread has kind of been branching out more and more and like connecting all different things. And now that there's like clusters of pieces of paper together instead of like single sheets. And some of them have like little scorch marks. And yeah, one of them is this one. He has written up a little profile of himself.
Very funny, impeccable style, definitely completely well adjusted.
Yep.
Minty's just gonna make a mental note.
Possible narcissistic personality disorder. Might have to check in on that.
Engineer is just thinking, I used to work with
No.
a goose who really reminds me of this guy, but anyway.
Oh, Delta and Higgs in a game, the idea of that is terrifying. Anyway,
Oh,
I
God.
do
Ego.
have to hurry us along a tiny bit here because I
Yep.
do want to keep to like a decent schedule.
Yeah, let's go.
You know what? I'll pop
Sorry.
the other one in. I got one more.
I've got to see.
And
Just thinking it's lots. Oh.
Oh, hello.
the character is 3 question marks, some guy. This person is described as a real kind man. Tall, probably has some kind of elf blood given the height and ear pointiness. Definitely scientific terms that I'm using here. Imagine this is more scientific than it is. Ran away upon approach. Seemed like he was able to exit at will, so he knows something. It seems like he was working on some kind of plans.
I just want to tell you, this some guy is taking offense at the whole ran away upon approach.
Well, he did, didn't he?
He left. He did not run away. Thank you very much. But no,
What's the
mock him as
difference?
much as you like, please.
We're
That's
gonna.
my name. So this is someone else that Higgs saw, presumably more recently. Seemed like he was working on some kind of blueprints or something.
I think if Engineer has got hold of, Oscar has got hold of this piece of paper, he has to pass it over to Minty because it starts charring at the edge where he's been holding on to it.
She kind of shakes it and like blows it like.
Well, I guess we kind of know what he looks like now, sorta.
It's a beautiful drawing.
It's amazing.
Perfectly
Astounding.
realistic rendition. It's really good.
He's real kind of that freakish number of fingers.
There's 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Freakish number of
So
fingers.
weird. Who has 5 fingers? Good.
Wait, you guys have fingers? Holds up her little nub hand.
Oh, I love her so much. And
Okay.
as you say that, you step into a clearing, and this clearing has seen better days. It seems like, and as you've been going now, a lot of the trees have had like less and less like paper leaves on them, right? And you get to a point where none of the trees have leaves, and it's kind of, and then there's a clearing, and
Someone's taken to some deforestation. I
Hey,
stuttered because you rolled a thing just as I was saying that. What is 15?
Engie, what's your armor class?
Higher than that. It's an 18, so yeah.
Holy crap!
Barbarian.
Should he get advantage for a surprise round?
Yeah, sure, go on.
Yeah,
I mean, I would allow that.
I would
So,
say yeah.
I'm cool with it. Yeah.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
That's a 20.
Oh,
Now
Dirty
he-
20.
Now he
There
does.
you are.
From the other side of the clearing, you can see right before it hits you comes a crossbow bolt,
Okay, cool. Absolutely, great.
and that hits you.
Oi.
Okay.
Take 9 damage.
Oh my god.
Oi.
Are you actually trying to kill the guy who you thought was already dead? I mean, just like, you're gonna want me alive in a bit, I promise you.
I mean, A, you
Are you
could be
saying
a
this out
zombie.
loud?
Like, A, you could be a zombie.
You could be a
B,
zombie.
like, well, you kind of want him dead, so this is preemptive self-defense.
I never said I wanted him dead. I said I wanted to kick his ass. Those are two very different things. Okay, yeah, he definitely wants to kick his ass now, because, like, even Oscar is going to be like, oof, oof, ow,
Ouch.
okay. I happen to like the amount of blood I had in that arm, but now I have less of it.
Amazing.
Do you what do you do? React to this. Tell me.
Peck! Ow! Like, that's basically what he do. And like he actually just gestures in a sort of what the fuck? Like what the fuck? Like around at the clearing, like, excuse the fucking me?
Real quick, can Minty heal him? Because he's taking like quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
Let's have the cleric do her cleric thing.
Hell
That
yeah.
would be very kind of you.
Alright. I'm gonna do that at 2nd level.
I mean, did we see where the bolt came from, considering?
Yeah. And as you are
Nice.
Thank you.
Wow, so that's
Wow.
18 points back. Minty
That's
gives
really nice.
yeah. Minty gives Engie a hug and heals him right up.
Oh, that just like melts his heart.
Just
That's
kisses
so
the broken
sweet.
arm better. Yes.
Just gives a little kiss. Aw.
So you
He's
see
still
from
mad.
like the far end of the clearing, from one side of the far end to the other, you see a figure dash,
Okay.
and actually goes and ducks behind on one end of the clearing, which I definitely should have said before, but forgot. There is a table with all kinds of glassware on it, and a one of those like rolling chalkboards, which has
Okay.
all kinds of it's like written all over. You can tell that parts have been erased and rewritten, and it's got like equations and all kinds of things. Basically, this whole area, there's not a piece of paper or surface that doesn't have something written on it.
Okay, well, I'm about to crash this Mad Munch's tea party, so he's just so fucking mad.
Alright,
and-
can Minty call out to him?
Yeah, you better do that
What would you
first
like to say?
before I
Alright.
start shit.
Higgs! It's us! It's Minty and, well, he doesn't go by the engineer anymore, he goes by Oscar, but you know him as the engineer? But it's us, we're friendly, please stop attacking us!
Bless.
So much. I'm so sorry. My character is so mean.
You don't get a response. Okay. Alright, we tried the nice way. How about I try the not so nice way? Would you like to find out what that is? And he brings out the flaming sword, because pick me if I'm not pissed off now, and guess what this carriage is largely made of?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, you might want to be aware of your surroundings.
No,
Maybe
he's
don't
aware.
call the fire sword when everything is flammable?
I'm thinking of one thing in particular that's flammable. Listen, I can see you've clearly done a lot of research, but you haven't got much smarter. It is actually me. Yes, I went splat. Yes, I did think I should have died. I probably did. I think I did. But anyway, they put me back together. I'm actually a bit pissed off about that at all, but here I am. So, can we have a conversation before I actually start wanting to do something less amicable to you?
You hear from this air, like that corner. What do you want?
I would like you to not shoot at me. That'd be grand. Thanks.
We wanted to find you, and, well, we wanted to talk to you.
Why? What's there to talk about?
What is there not to talk about? I mean, Minty, am I losing my mind here?
No, that's not very nice. Look, Higgs, okay, well, first off, did you hear the announcement that, Oscar made to the train?
Yeah.
Hey, so you did know it was me then? Thanks.
Yeah, why are you shooting at us? I mean, aren't we well, I mean, maybe not your friends, but, like, you know we're not, like, gonna attack you. Well, I mean, now we
Well, I
kind of
mean,
might, because you
one of
attacked
us
us.
might.
Just it's not gonna matter.
Excuse me?
None of
What
us
do you
are
mean
ever
it
gonna get
doesn't
off this
matter?
pecking train.
Oh, with the fatalism already. Okay, and like he's gonna turn off the sword and start walking in as peaceful a way as he can, which is still pretty fucking grumpy. Like it's stompy, but it's not like I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. You can go over to the other side of the clearing, and you can see kind of this little area like behind that chalkboard. Is it just a chalkboard? It's got wheels. Whatever.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
Yeah.
That looks like it's set up like a little camp. There's
Oh.
a spot for sleeping, and a little, I don't know. Would you make a campfire in a paper?
It's a paper campfire. Like it's a campfire, but it's made out of paper.
Like you found like a couple of rare orange pieces of paper and everything to do it. It is somehow still producing heat. It's just not catching on anything else.
It's the thing. It's the thing where it's like tissue paper, and then you blow. You have like something blowing underneath it.
Exactly.
That, like,
Exactly what I was thinking about.
It's perfect.
He's got that set up.
Well, I can see you made it nice and cozy. I didn't take you for such well, I didn't think you'd give up so easily.
And you can see Higgs standing. He's facing away from you at the chalkboard, and what he's started to do is he's erased part of whatever was on there, and he starts just writing numbers again. I don't think it's going to mean anything to either of you, again, because I didn't plan any specific numbers or whatever, but he's doing some kind of equations.
Math scary, math bad.
Yeah.
And he's muttering under his breath.
Sorry, couldn't hear you, not even with my hearing.
Higgs, come on, at least look at us.
No, but if you carry... Look.
Alright, I'll carry you. Right. And he's gonna go over and pick him up. He's gonna try to turn him around? I mean...
Higgs turns around, and he's got kind of a faraway look in his eye. He also has a really long beard.
Well, I mean, that's a good look on you, I suppose.
Oh, you have been here for a long time, haven't you?
The numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. We're never gonna get out of here. Statistically, it's impossible. It's improbable, but it's impossible.
There are 3 kinds of lies: lies, damn lies, and statistics. And for heaven's sake, you're a tune. What are you doing? Listen to numbers. He puts him down.
Right. Can Minty cast calm emotions on him to like see if that'll help at all?
Sure.
Alright, you can save against this if he doesn't want the effect to happen. It's a charisma save, but you can also like allow it to like just happen to him if he wants.
Yeah. I don't know if he would want to calm down, honestly.
Right.
Recovery Carriage was so fucking rough for me. I feel you.
Was it a wisdom saving throw?
I know, it's a charisma save.
Charisma save. Okay. Oh, damn it.
Unfortunately, that does beat the DC, so he does not calm down.
No, why would he?
I mean, we can try the bad cop technique.
Hey, let me at least try a little more. Like,
yeah.
Higgs, come on, look at me. Look, everything's gonna be okay. We've kind of got a plan to possibly get out of here, or at the very least, find the person who's behind all this. Can you just take a couple of deep breaths for me, please?
You'll get to explode someone else who actually deserves it.
I don't need your help. Just leave me alone.
Oh, I can see you doing really well by yourself.
Right.
Minty's kind of like pouting at this point because she's like really starting to get sick of Higgs's attitude. Like,
listen, okay, we came all the way out here to try and find you, to bring you with us, and honestly, you're being really kind of rude to us. You know?
Yeah, no shit. I want you to leave.
Standing back with his arms crossed, like, yeah, I get it.
When Higgs says that, she like actually like looks like kind of like actually mad for once. She's like,
"All right, you listen here, Mister. You just left me in that crater, you know, and that was really, really mean. And I was so upset, and you called me stupid and useless, and you're still being mean, and."
She just like she gets so mad she like bops him on the head, but because she's so squishy, it does no damage whatsoever. It's like being smacked with a pillow.
Oscar is so proud.
I think he kind of like smacks your hand away, like not like a single smack, but just kind of one of those like or like kind of smacks your hand away and says, "Okay, well then why did you even come here? If I'm so mean and I'm so awful. Why are you following me around? Why are you trying to, I don't know, help? I don't need your help."
Because you're our friend, you big dummy. And we don't want to leave you behind, even if you're being a big jerk face right now. We don't want to leave anyone behind on this awful train. So you're going to come with us, and we're going to get off this train together, all right?
Wow.
Higgs sits down, just kind of on the spot.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think Oscar is like just let that play it out, and now he's just like, you you come across as very intelligent, but the fact that you couldn't even figure that out, I have my doubts about you. And he's going to sit down on the floor next to him.
Yeah, Minty's gonna plop down next to him. She still kind of has her arms crossed and is like still a bit huffy.
She's totally valid.
You know, I came here partly with the intention of smacking you, and you're smacking me so much I'll come poking out the other side of you. Mind you, you're so good at talking out your ass, I doubt you've noticed, but I owe you an apology. I did not do something sensible, I did something rather stupid, and that is stay with the both of you for the rest of your lives if we ever survive the next part. But listen, Higgs, you don't have to do everything by yourself. I've been learning that here, like, look at Minty. She's tougher than the two of us put together.
I just. I mean, it's not like
Other
you're
people hurt?
Not always.
I mean, maybe, but they don't have to.
Well, some of them do. Some of them, like the person that we're going to meet next, definitely do. But there are some of us who aren't so nasty, actually, if you get to know us.
Yeah,
And
no. There's plenty of people. There's people that are awful and terrible, and you just want to explode them. And then there's people that you have arguments with, and you feel like alive for the first time, and you want to spend the rest of your lives together doing all kinds of, you want them to come and foil your plans, because then you get to see them again, and then you make a mistake and you don't have that anymore.
Ooh, I mean, like, insight roll, anybody who wants to.
Yeah,
He's not
insight,
in a
let's
mental
go.
state to make an insight roll right now.
Like, I mean, I was saying for Oscar, but are we making one for Higgs as well? I have no idea.
no.
I mean, like,
sorry.
making one for Higgs may be an idea, I will admit.
No, I'm just saying Higgs is not in a state to make that roll.
Oh, right, yeah, cool.
Okay, well, Minty is, so let me see my mod. Okay.
I'll make one for Higgs after Minty's psychoanalyzed me. Okay, with a 23, you catch a strange sort of passage of emotions. Like, there's realization that, Higgs has gone through some stuff, but there's like an echo of like, how that actually reminds me of someone, and do I miss him? That's weird. But yep, he shakes it off, and he's gonna. I mean, I was gonna say pats him, but no, he's gonna flop sideways. He's just gonna like flop and smush up against Higgs and put his chin on Higgs's head.
Oh my god.
He's not gonna say anything. That's just what he's gonna do.
Yeah, Minty's not gonna quite do that, but she is gonna kind of like stop crossing her arms. She kind of like sidles up to Higgs and just kind of sits next to him. Like,
So is that what happened? You lost someone then, and that's why you want to be alone?
Do you guys want to make an insight for Higgs, actually?
Yeah.
yeah, there we go.
Oscar, you don't really notice, but Minty, you can tell there's something else that he's not saying.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of keeps staring down at his hands, and I think in response, he's just, it's too much. I can't let that happen again. So,
Right. Well, I know that, like, losing people. I mean, now I understand how terrible that can feel. It can feel like your whole world's over when they're gone. And she kind of glances over at Oscar for a moment. But I guess that's kind of the price you pay when you care about other people. That if you lose them, then it hurts. But I mean, I argue it's worth the price, because otherwise you're just all by yourself, and that's just as bad, maybe even worse. And I'm not going to tell you how to feel or what you should do, but do you really think that just staying here all by yourself is going to get you off this train or make you feel any better?
I'll give you a clue. It's not going to.
Yeah, Minty kind of gives engineer a look like
Hey, come on, you've got to let him come to the conclusion himself. That's how it works.
Aye, but he seems to be having some difficulty coming to a rational answer. Considering what a scientific brain he has, he isn't really thinking in the most logical way, which is quite surprising.
I mean, I don't know. You seem like you know something about these things. Is it worth that price?
Mm-hmm.
Every
I mean-
time.
Absolutely.
I spent a lot of my life alone, and I was fine.
I
was fine.
really doubt that.
Well, there's a difference between solitude and loneliness, and I think what you've got right now is more like loneliness. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking time to yourself, but like when you're alone for too long, that isn't good at all.
He's just having a time.
Oh,
They can
I
just
mean,
sit
we
there
can-
quietly for a little while and like just let them
yeah, I was
process
going to
stuff.
say. Yeah,
Just
we
have a
just
little bit
let
quiet time.
pass. Mm.
Yeah,
Do we watch the paper sun cross the sky?
maybe.
Like, I would say,
Um,
like, Paper Sun, please imagine very much like Kubo and the Two Strings sort of style, moving across the sky as the sky
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of folds out of the way to let the sun pass. And
Oh, I love that.
it's really
That's
beautiful.
awesome.
And like this is the point where like you start to see proper color in the world as everything starts getting streaked with yellows and oranges and deep pinks and stuff that's almost verging on purple but isn't quite there yet. And long shadows are cast over the ground from the trees. And I think just at sunset, just as kind of the sky behind you is starting to take the darker tint of night, you've probably been sitting there just quietly for maybe an hour now. Like, you reckon that's enough time to pick it up again?
Oh, a dirty 20, I'll take that.
Alright, mine was a 15.
Oscar, maybe it's probably because you are, if you're still kind of like laying half on him.
Oh, for sure.
I still love that this is like how we get the backstory of like when Engie became a more huggy person, like on the taffy train and then afterwards.
Yeah,
Yes.
it all makes
No,
sense.
see, this is their arc. Minty teaches Engie how to be more like affectionate, and Engie teaches Minty how to get angry.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
It's perfect.
Equivalent exchange.
It's a beautiful evening. The sky is clear, and you feel a drop of water.
Oh, I actually like involuntarily made that noise. Oh my god.
Oh.
I mean, he's not going to point it out. He's not going to point it out.
Yeah.
He's very, very warm, though. My goodness, this is toasty bird boy. All right. Well, I mean, this is highly productive, and I actually do mean that. But do you think we ought to get a move on? I'm at dire risk of falling asleep on you.
What do you say, Higgs? Do you feel like going now, or?
Oh, by the way, we found some of your drawings, masterful artwork. We're looking for this fella you might have gleaned. Would you like an opportunity to do some experiments on him?
Yeah, Minty pulls out the picture of some guy and shows it to Higgs.
Oh, him. Ugh.
So you really did see him?
Yeah, he was in
Yeah.
here. He had some kind of plans or whatever, blueprints. I didn't get a good look.
Nefarious plans, undoubtedly. Could you perhaps give us a more in detail verbal description? He's trying not to be amused at the drawing. Considering he does like sketches and storyboards, and he's like, I might need something more to go on.
I mean, real kind. I mean, I wrote down most of it.
Alright,
Alright,
Higgs,
tall, 3 times.
Higgs, do you want me to step in for a little bit here, or do we want to stick with this absolutely astounding description?
I mean, what else is he gonna say? Looks like bastard.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah. Like, you can just say he looked like an absolute prick or something. Like, he definitely had that
Yeah.
look about him. I can say that.
And she's adding that to his own notes. Yep.
Yeah, looked like an absolute prick. I don't know what else I would even say about him.
Fancy wizard
mean, that's-
robes, maybe.
Oh yeah, he did have fancy. Well, you can tell that from the drawing. So
Yeah, true.
Right, yeah.
I mean, based on what we heard of him, he definitely sounds like one of those for sure.
Sorry. The last note Oscar makes is just like a complete tool.
Perfect.
Underlined 3 times.
Hey, don't call him that. At least tools are useful.
Oh, that's very true. But seriously, we should probably get going. We've basically called him out, and he's probably waiting. That would be just a shame to leave him stewing. Also, we should probably come up with a plan, because I currently do not have one. I'm gonna admit
yeah.
that.
Well,
I mean, I'm good at
What
improvisation.
do you know?
But...
What do you know more specifically than whatever you had the announcement?
Um,
Probably know more than that.
right. Well, we know that his
Let's make a list.
well, we know that he left his robot son behind, or robot child, I guess, his robot child behind to run the train.
Abandoned is the word.
Exactly. Yeah, he abandoned him in the engine to run it, but didn't give him the ability to actually run the train properly. So, kind of horrible, irresponsible parent.
Well, that's
And
just
there's actually like a little bit of venom in her voice, like when she says that.
Yeah.
that's
Highly negligent.
I will also note something that you guys that your characters will possibly remember that you guys probably won't. When you were talking to Alex in the engine, there was mention of Alex having an older brother who kind of just vanished one day.
Ominous. Yeah, I think Oscar would remember that detail, considering he's got a big chip on his shoulder about the audacity of this guy being known as father by, even if that was just what Alex called him, it's like, you have abused that title. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
He's so pissed about this.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he recounts that, and he's like tapping his pencil against the bottom of his lip? Beak? I don't fucking know. Anyway, mouth. Let's go with mouth. He was like, well, considering the fancy clothes and the general, let's say, atmosphere he's left behind, he's intelligent, but he's arrogant. He's very arrogant. We might be able to use that.
That is true. He definitely seems to have, if the robes are any indication, he's probably got magic of some kind, and maybe mechanics. He probably knows about mechanics, too, if he builds Alex.
Could be a artificer. I've met a few.
Yeah.
Okay, potentially artificer, completely up his own arse, is tall. Tripwires? You were very good with that tripwire. Completely sent me flying. We could do with a few of those.
Yeah, those are some pretty impressive traps, I gotta say. I mean, it wasn't really fun being on the wrong end of them, but I don't know, if we get there before him and set up traps, that could be an idea.
I had a lot of time.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, you bring everything that you've got with me, and I mean everything, because I'm gonna say I'm not sure we're gonna have another crack at this fella, so don't save anything. Just use it.
I mean, honestly, my current plan was just to give him a very, very stern talking to before he's done.
I love her so much.
Minty, I love you. I love you. Oh god, that would never work.
Oh, absolutely not. But that's her plan. She doesn't like to take the violent route. She doesn't have to. So
No,
her
I
plan
love
is just to
this.
chew this guy out.
I love this. Also, I will keep pushing this along a little bit for time because
Yeah.
once we've done planning and everything,
Absolutely.
10-minute break.
Yeah, it's been like an hour and 20. Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
And I do have a thing to say really quick. I was just saying, well, if that's the case, we have to get him into a position where he's gonna listen.
Right, true.
I've got a better idea. How about we manage to get him into a place where he's going to start monologuing?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, you got him there.
Mhm.
If he's a halfway decent antagonist, he'll do a monologue.
Well, he isn't a halfway decent anything, but I'm sure he likes the sound of his own voice.
Mhm.
Alright, I think we've got something to be working with, but we're going to have to see what the environment is. We'll just have to hope that we get there before he does.
Right, and this is going to be the carriage that was, I guess, made for you, right? It was the stage carriage?
I am not sure what that encompasses. I mean, I'm a film man, not stage. Maybe they meant set? I don't know. Anyway, best to go in prepared for anything. I will warn you both, considering you don't really seem to know who the heck I am. I'm a movie director and I'm somewhat famous for explosive movies. Like, you know what you did, Higgs, but multiplied by about 50, maybe?
Well, at least we got some good practice
knew
with those
that.
traps then.
I knew you were a kindred spirit.
Okay.
No, kindred.
No,
Oh, by the way, Higgs, did you come across a lass called Doc Acne? You'd get along with her.
No, I really haven't. I haven't seen many people.
She's a peach. Keep an eye out.
Alright.
So are we moving on, or is there more that we can do here? I mean, like you said, you've got materials. Do you want help carrying them?
Just give me really quick. I think what he does is he goes over to all his shit and then does the thing where he picks everything up with one hand.
Yes.
And, puts it in his hammer space.
Yes.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And both of our
Just
characters
dusting
are
his
just like,
hands
oh
off,
yes, this
like-
is normal. This is a normal thing people
All
do.
Oh, you guys, here, and he just reaches. Should I make a hammer space roll? I'm gonna make a hammer space roll because I think that's fun.
Mhm.
Okay, he reaches into his hammer space, and pulls out 2 potions and hands them to you.
hmm
And he says, "Yeah, that bastard left some stuff behind, and I was messing around with it. I made this, so it'll pretty much fix you up."
So it's the healing sort, not the exploding sort. And he was holding it at a safe distance. He's gonna put it in his pocket. Thanks.
Yeah, he can have that. Minty's got her own healing, so she's good.
I will actually, from a DM's perspective, this is a potion I gave Mock the go to make. Or at least, like, for this specific things, that is, like, full, like, that is a long rest in a bottle, basically.
Oh, nice.
God, adding that to my equipment.
You only get
Mhm.
1 each.
Oh, we each get one.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yep.
Well,
so-
rest in a bottle.
That'll be useful, because I got the spellcaster
Hell
here.
yeah.
Is it an action or a bonus action to drink those? Because
Um,
I've heard differently for potions.
I'm gonna say action, considering how powerful it is, because it kind of just, like, it's the sort of thing where it will just ripple through your body and make you shoot steam out of your ears for a
I'd say
second, kind
this
of thing.
one's definitely
That sounds about right.
Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a cutscene to speed things along. You guys, once you have gathered up all, like, Higgs has gathered up all his stuff in one hand and tucked back in, you've gone over all your plans. Was there one other thing that you wanted to do that I think we did get mentioned in a private chat?
You're right.
Thank
you, Callie.
As you were writing out, I'm guessing, like, as you were talking through all this, you were writing out your notes. Do you want to take that
Yeah.
from there for a bit?
Yeah.
Oscar finishes writing notes and is about to put his little sketchbook, which, he's been logging everything he can in this little book, including, writing in the margins and on the backs of pages because he started to run out of space because he's been here for a fucking while. And he actually does not put it in his pocket, but passes it to Minty.
What's up?
I'm not sure, but I just have the feeling that you should keep hold of this. I think
Oh, okie dokie then.
I'm not sure.
I'll make sure
Wait,
to take care of it.
I'm sure you will. Maybe it'll help you find us after all of this, considering you're not from Inkwell, and it might be more difficult for you to get to us. And you did say you might want to.
Golly, that is a good point. Well, this is good. Then if there are some drawings of Inkwell in here, and then maybe that'll help me find where it is.
There's a wee map in the front. You can see where Dodo Studios is. That one, the big X. The one that says Dodo Studios. That's where I'll probably be, and you're always welcome.
Oh, that sounds perfect then. All right, I'll keep that in mind, and as soon as I'm able to actually go to Inkwell, which I hopefully will be able to do.
We will do it.
Yeah, we will.
I will say that conversation can take place as you guys are trekking back up the hill to where the small train is still waiting for you. As soon as it notices that, oh, wait, you've got a third person, Higgs is here, it kind of chuffs and vanishes away down the tunnel again, kind of leaving you guys on your own.
It
for a
runs
minute.
away.
It runs away because Higgs is there.
Oh
It's
no,
a-
you scared it off.
Oh no!
Thankfully, within less than a minute, it does actually return, this time with a third little seat carriage behind it, so that all of you do actually have somewhere to sit.
Aw.
Yeah.
I knew you wouldn't let us down. Gives it a very, very big hug, considering it's a tiny train.
It's the perfect sized train for hugging, frankly.
I want one. I
Ha.
really do.
Alright, so you guys hop in that, and then it's back through the tunnels. And can I get constitution saves from everyone again, please?
Here we go.
Oh, good. Here we go again.
That's
Oh
a-
boy, he just hates this. He hates this.
Can I just
It's
say,
canon.
I love that, like, what you rolled there was a 2, which is only 1 above it. Like, thankfully you've got the +6, but, okay, so that's an
Yeah.
8 from Engie, 13 from Minty, and Higgs, you're good. That 18, you're fine. Yeah.
Just another day in paradise.
Minty, you're still a little bit dizzy going through the tunnels, but, like, you're a bit more used to it. You know what to expect, so there's not really going to be any adverse effects. Higgs, you're so fucking used to the weirdness in this place, you don't even notice. Engie, you're not nauseous to the point that it's going to be debilitating, but apparently just going on these trains is not a very fun ride.
It is not conducive to his physiology, or whatever you call it.
Yeah. It's back through the smog of the train carriage, and this time it does take a little bit of a longer trip to get to the next tunnel, or to where you have to go. You wind up spiraling down and down for a little while, going past some crossroads, having to stop for some other trains, and then you spiral all the way up again in a different section, and then through the tunnel, and this time you would emerge backstage somewhere, and you get the feeling that, hey, if you'd maybe gone through the proper doors of this place, it would probably be really grandiose and really amazing entrance, but your entrance comes from these tiny little trains which are meant to be in little more or less undiscoverable places. You wind up in buried in the back of what seems to be prop storage.
Cool. Very used to this.
All right.
Perception checks?
Perception checks, please. 19 from Minty, 11 from Engie. Oscar, I don't know what to call
that
you.
makes sense.
Not
Yeah,
good,
Oscar.
Higgs.
I'll try. I keep failing too,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay. And a 15 from Higgs. Okay,
I will
let's...
say real quick, Minty kind of looks around here fondly because this place reminds her a bit of the theater in Blissland.
Aww. Yeah, so you kind of work your way around from behind all the props and everything, and yeah, you just seem to be backstage. There are some there's one of those little wheelie hanging things where lots of costumes tend to be stacked sitting out halfway. There's a bunch of props, there's a couple of tables, some lighting switches and everything off in the corner there, and this deep rich red curtain marking off where the back of the stage is. There's a couple of props all about. It's more or less what you would imagine from your general theatre place, but obviously a general theatre place that has a really good budget. Higgs, with that 15, you actually get a bit more attention to what seems to be where the lighting board is. Minty, you're going to notice this too. But you notice all the various switches and dials and everything there, they seem to be there's a lot more of them than they would just be for your regular lighting rig. So either there's a lot of lights, or maybe this controls other odds and ends as well. And Minty, with that astonishing 19, at the very edge of your hearing, as you guys come out, you can kind of hear the murmur of an audience. That's the sort of susurrus that happens before the show actually starts, before the orchestra starts playing, of just people kind of settling and chatting and taking their seats, but it's only at the very, very edge of your hearing.
Guys, it sounds like there is an audience out there already.
Anybody want to roll insight?
Heck yeah. 11.
Okay.
No.
And before we can... 16 from Higgs. And
Oh,
before
wow.
we go any further with this, just so I've got it in my notes, what's everyone's passive perceptions?
15 for me.
Alright, 15 for Minty.
14 for Oscar.
Okay.
9.
9. Excellent. Wonderful. I
That's
love
why he has the
this.
glasses.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's going to be easy to
always makes me
remember.
worried.
Thank you. Alright, you may continue.
With those insight rolls, Minty, I think you're too distracted by the potential of an audience being there. Maybe that's just made you a bit anxious. Higgs, you surprisingly notice that the engineer is kind of looking around with an expression that you can probably only interpret as hunger. For those who are more kind of going, what? He has been on this train for a long time. He's a
starving.
director. He's starving. It's like a painter who's been deprived of paintbrushes for a fucking year. He is almost vibrating because he's in an environment, whilst not the same as a movie studio, is the closest he's been for so long. And it's almost painful.
The props would all be very, very familiar because, again, these are high-quality props. They're probably pretty similar to a lot of the things that you've used in a lot of your films when you've had to do things inside the studio rather than on location. So, yeah. Do you guys want to head out and have a look at the stage?
Really
I was going
quick,
to say
I
before
wanna
that,
say,
Oh, yeah?
Higgs probably just goes up to Oscar and just says, "All right, take it easy, cowboy."
Don't talk to me about cowboys right now.
He just flashes a grin.
Yeah, he's gone over to the costumes and he's like, yeah.
Yeah,
there's
I was
a
about to
cowboy.
say, Minty wants to check out the costumes first, because if they're going to be on stage...
Yeah, if you want to go nuts with
Yeah.
costumes, what do you
Oh,
pick?
can we?
There
Hell
is-
yeah.
Like, what I pointed out before was, like, there was just, like, one of those racks. As you kind of get a bit closer, you see a doorway into, like, a much more well-lit room, and as you peer into there, you can see rows and rows and rows of costumes of all
Aw.
types from all eras. You see a number of mirrors brightly lit around the outside with specklings of makeup and everything at, like, the desks right in front of them. You guys get to go nuts. What do you want to dress up as?
Oh my god. I mean, ask
Aw.
a stupid question. He's going straight for the cowboy outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Minty, for like, there's a brief moment where Minty, like, she tears up a tiny bit because, like, this is almost exactly like the one, in the dressing room in the Blissland Theater, and she thinks of Chatsy and how much she misses her and all her other friends, and so she tears up, like, for a moment, but she wipes the tears away and then goes to look at all the cool, like, cloaks and stuff, because she wants a cool, like, hooded cloak or something.
Excellent. I love this.
I don't think Higgs changes his look too much. I will say he gets a longer coat.
More swooshy
Like
and
one of those-
dramatic.
More swooshy and dramatic. And I think
Yeah.
this is a good time for him to change his tie out. And he
Yeah.
puts on a nice bow tie.
Hell yeah.
It's a formal event
Hey, I
after
can
all.
see that. I can see that on you. You could make put you as the sort of geeky scientific assistant to the main protagonist.
And then he swings over, like, doing the framing thing over Minty. He's like, aye, I can see a heroine on your face. Yes. Oh, that's very good. The cloak really sets it off. How about this? And he gets an eye patch out. He's going to try and, like, put an eye patch
For
on
who?
Minty.
Okay.
For Minty.
I thought for a second it was gonna be for himself.
Well, I guess I could give it a shot. And then Minty walks off to the side to, like, look in a mirror, and she smacks into one of the clothing racks.
Maybe we'll give the eye patch a miss, actually.
Oh no.
Higgs isn't really the
I'm-
shape for any head accessories.
I'm going to try and make a wisdom save. I'm going to do it at disadvantage. This is to see if he can, like, regain his senses, because they're supposed to be, like, preparing for a boss battle. Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh no, that's
I mean,
a 7.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, he's already lost. Oh, there it is.
He's gone.
Aw.
I was expecting that, and I had it delivered. Thanks very much, fake God.
Thank you,
yeah, he's
misfortune.
I mean, like, yeah, he's been put in this situation after being starved of it for so long. Any thoughts of the father guy have completely sailed out of his head. He's just living his bliss, my god, yeah.
Alright, well, if you tell the protagonists, I'll have to be the middle. I'm quite used to playing them. They get all the best songs, it's great. What for a plot, though?
Can I make a little moment while this is going
Sure.
on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think while this is going on, we get like the thing where like Engineer is like in all the clothing and his head pops in one area and then he goes back down and his head pops up in another area. Maybe he's wearing a different hat. He pops back down. And Higgs and Minty are just kind of watching this happen.
I love
Yeah.
this.
I see it.
Higgs just kind of is looking at this area and he sees a bunch of white coats and he sees one that has like the collar all buttoned up in like that classic mad scientist coat look. And I think he's just gonna turn to Minty and he's just gonna ask a quick fun question. He turns to Minty and says,
Yeah, what is it, Higgs?
"What if it was my fault?"
Well, I mean, do you regret it? And do you want to be better next time? Those are the important questions, I think. Because, I mean, if you made a mistake and it was a really, really bad mistake, then all you can do now is learn from it and try to be better next time. That's what people really can do. Just try to be better next time.
I didn't want there to be a next time.
Alright, break it up, you gloomy. I mean, we're gonna perform. We can't go on with that kind of expression. You'll just bring that bad atmosphere out there with you. And as your director, I'm not gonna accept that. Now, alright,
Because
you
the
take
atmosphere's going to be
the
great when we're fighting this absolute bastard.
bastard schmastard. We are putting on a show. That is more important.
Yeah, we gotta have some confidence if we're gonna go up against this guy.
I see, she gets it.
And like, there's the other whole thing of like, your tunes, you work best when you're putting on a show. So like, why the
Yeah.
heck not?
Right, so Minty's finally
Okay.
final outfit. It's gonna be like she finds like a fancy kind of like a fancy cleric dress, almost like few like gold ornaments and stuff. Not too showy, but still really pretty, and like a really fancy like hooded cloak.
She's got a pretty little dress.
All right, names. Give me clay to build with. Come on, I need some material.
Golly, I don't know. Something heroic sounding maybe?
What did you say? I was talking over you.
I don't know, something heroic sounding maybe?
Well, no pick. You have got to have a heroic name. You're the hero.
Alright, I mean, can it just be my name? But maybe with like a cool thingy after it, like, Minty the Kind-Hearted or something.
Yeah, it needs workshopping, but I'll go with it for now. I mean, it sounds like they're getting agitated. We better just go what we've got. It's like, what is...
Yeah.
Oh, critics are going to have a neck for this for sure. Not as much as they'd have it out there, but still, they're going to have it in here. I mean, maybe I'll just stay in here and put on shows for the crane. That'd be quite interesting. Anyway,
Minty's gonna go up to him and she's gonna kind of pat him on the shoulder, like,
Come on, Engie, you're a director. This is your thing. I know we can do it.
and she's gonna give him a bardic inspiration.
Oh boy! Oh,
That's so
what's that? A
sweet.
1d6 or?
Yeah, I believe that is a D6. Yeah, and so you can add that to one of your ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws.
Oh shit! You feel like he kind of went a little bit Super Saiyan. He's like so amped up, he's so excited.
It's
Heck
It's
yeah.
actually a little bit frightening. There's like you get like a static shock off him.
This is so good. All right, I do have to ask, before you guys go on stage, are you just marching right out there, or are you like peeking around the curtain for a moment to kind of get an idea of what you're performing for?
I'd say we'd peek out first, right, guys?
I'm gonna let them do it before I walk out on stage because that's a stupid thing and he's totally gonna do it.
Okay, I need a
Right on.
perception roll. I need a perception roll for those who are bothering to peek out. If you're walking out on stage, you don't get one.
All right, so me and Higgs then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 12.
That's a 12. That's not too bad.
Just perception.
Yeah, perception. That's a 5. Okay. You manage to see that, oh wow, this place definitely has a lot of seating. Also, the seating is all completely empty. Now that you're a little bit closer to the stage, you can kind of hear that susurrus a little bit louder, and even Higgs, even you can just hear it at the edge of your hearing in. But you look out there, and every seat is completely empty. There are hundreds upon hundreds of seats stretching out and back, and then you've got the box seats around and like another tier of seating. This place is probably fit to like seat at least 1,000 people, and there's no one there. Minty, with that 12, you see that you also notice at various points arranged in the audience where a seat should be, there seems to be a camera instead. And out on the corners of stage, there are also some like film cameras there. They don't seem to be running yet, but they are all set up and pointed towards the stage. You notice the orchestra pit is also completely empty.
Is there time for her to relay this to Engie before he walks right out on stage? Or is he just gonna go for it?
I mean, like, that's up to Kai.
No, it is entirely up to you if you just want to go out or if you give your friends like a chance to tell you what they saw.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's funnier if, like, Minty, you say something and he just freeze frames just before he was about to go through the curtain.
Looks like there's nobody out there, but we can still hear people murmuring, but there's also cameras. So I guess that's more your style then, right?
Cameras?
Mhm.
Did you say cameras?
Yes, I did.
He's gone through the curtain and he's like looking around, like he doesn't care if there's no one there, then he can just like fuck the audience. He's looking at where the cameras are, and like if he can improve things, which he always can because he is the engineer. He knows where to put a camera better than these schlups. What is this? What did you do?
I want to imagine like the view of like Minty and Higgs, and they're each holding like part of the curtain and pulling it back, and he just goes out, and you can see their two heads, and they turn and they look at each other.
I will say, the moment that
Just give each other a look.
Oscar, the moment that you step on stage, the cameras, which were still before, start giving that usual tick 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 and start rolling. You can't see film in them necessarily, but like you do get the feeling that nope, they are filming this, and there's quite a few cameras pretty comprehensively scattered about the place, though feel free to rearrange them if needed.
Oh, he's so hands-on, and like, yeah,
if he hadn't already forgotten about the other guy, who's pretty relevant, frankly, he has completely forgotten now. I want you two to make like a perception check right now, because like he's going to be bombing around reorganizing this.
This is so cute. It's a delight. I love every second.
I
Thank
love
you
it.
for this mod.
Oh my goodness. That's a very high roll. I don't think it can be.
Let me re-roll that. Or should I re-roll that?
No,
or,
don't re-roll it. That's still a
No,
nat
you got a
20.
nat 20.
That's a
Yeah,
25.
sorry about the 1, but yeah.
Okay, and then a 2
That's supposed
from
to be a
Higgs.
5.
Higgs, I think like the moment that you're looking out there a bit longer and like you kind of step out onto the stage, you just get blinded by the stage lights and you can't see squat. Minty, with that 25, I'll let Mod explain what you see on that side, but I do have an extra thing to add after that.
Yeah. If you'd seen anything like less than the nat 20 hawk-eyed vision that you have, it would look like there were multiple engineers basically zipping around, doing different stuff to different cameras. But what you get with a nat 20 is you hear him talking to himself as he's doing this, and he's like, he sounds a lot more aggressive than he has been sounding recently. Like, you know, he's really back in his director mode, and he's criticizing where they've put it. He's criticizing the lens that they're using. He's telling like the invisible cameramen to do their fucking job better because it's complete horseshit. And how does he manage to put up with this? And like, but there's more than that. With the nat 20, you understand that he's also sort of talking to himself about like, this is so embarrassing. On the other hand, it's less embarrassing than if I go back out there and they'll think I've been gone for a fucking year, and then they'll think I've abandoned it. And what the fuck? I mean, we can kick the tar out of that guy. I don't have to go. I can just stay there.
And the last thing I will say is, again, with that, not just nat 20, but your +5, fucking 25. Minty, every time that Oscar is on stage and like under the bright shining spotlights, you kind of notice this streaking, shining glimmer in the air above Oscar as he dashes about from here to there. You can't quite place what it is just yet, but you do notice that there's something in the air there.
What are you two doing? Standing there gawking? Get on your mark or I'll drag you there and nail you to the boards myself.
Yes, sir.
Minty says, and she just like goes out and follows his directions because he is very commanding at the moment.
What are you talking about? There are no marks.
Well, if you knew your part, then you would be able to see them with the power of your imagination, which is what we are employing you for.
Where's the fucking gaffer?
Yeah. I have to be my own AD, 1 and 2 here in this pecking no-go company.
All right, so yeah, Minty's gonna walk out onto the stage as Engie commands.
All right, yeah, that's exactly right. Higgs, get your act together. I mean, literally get your act together. Stand just like there, slightly behind, no, a little bit forward. Aye, that's it. You're not blocking her in the shot anymore. Good job. We're all terribly proud.
He stands there, and then he starts looking around. Can I see, like, I want to know if there's, like, any trapdoors or, like, hidden stuff like that around.
Roll me investigation.
That's what I wanted to hear.
We're +7 to investigation with that 18.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
You can notice the telltale lines and marks on the stage of there being like 3 trapdoors scattered around the place, and one bit that looks like it's possibly can shift a little bit, like not turn around in a full quite circle, but it can shift a little bit to give more of the illusion to movement. And like this stuff, I will say, it does seem more or less on par with, you know, high quality stages, as opposed to, oh no, that trapdoor is a trap sort of thing.
Yeah. While he's doing this, he definitely does like leave quote unquote his mark several times.
Oh, okay. I think engineer. Well, I suppose he's back as being engineer for a moment. But
right
anyway,
now he's the engineer, really.
Yeah,
I suppose he is. Yeah. He's trying to reinvent it slightly, or go back to it.
He's got a
anyway,
spark
Oscar was dragging set pieces around, and you know, like
you're kind of like, oh, maybe a little anxious because like he's picked up a very bloody sunset and like classic Western wooden general store buildings in the background, but a gallows too, and like it's kind of grim. So when he turns around like on these gallows and you're off your mark, he's like, "You, what are you doing?"
I am living
I
here.
am looking to set up perhaps some sort of traps or, something like that for the person that we are going to be fighting here. What are you doing?
The person you are going to be fighting is me, because this is the climactic scene and we have to get it right before the patrons arrive. So if you would kindly get back to your places, ladies.
Thought I had lost it. Ugh. How bent on this is Engie right now?
I mean, did the tone of voice convey nothing to you? I'm doing my best, but...
No, I'm just...
Meanwhile, Minty's just kind of sitting back and letting this all happen because, like, he's in his element right now. This is like that.
This might as well happen.
excited
The Neverending train is
to see
already
him.
so fucking weird.
Look, this is like the one good thing that he's had in so fucking long. I'm proud of like Minty's support
Exactly.
him. It's so good.
She wants
But
to let
he
him
made
have
one-
this.
He made one fatal mistake. He told Higgs what to do.
Oh god.
Oh, he made two fatal mistakes on this train.
Oh, you want to go?
No. Oh wait, is that Higgs actually saying you want to go?
Yeah.
Hey, I do want to go. We need to practice. What is wrong with you?
Guys, come on, don't fight.
But we actually do want to fight. That's the idea of the scene.
Oh, I know, I just mean not with each other. Like, for realsies.
Are we fighting or are we filming?
Well, hopefully we're doing both.
Roll
I'm
initiative.
kind of waiting for Kai to say something.
Roll
I'm
initiative.
like,
No, I think this is the point. Yeah, if you guys are wanted to do a stage fight, roll initiative. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Kai, can I be cheeky and like suggest they do a sort of insight, or you do a roll that the passive perception comes into? I said
This is what the
like-
passive perception bit was meant to be. I mean, actually,
Okay.
if that's the sort of thing. I have given Minty a hint. Higgs
Oh, that's
doesn't know
true.
squat.
Right.
get-
It was like
fine.
something shining in the ceiling, right?
Shiny long streak type stuff hovering above Engie's head and following him about when he's on stage. I will actually say, because you know that, as Higgs and Oscar are picking this fight, can you roll insight for me as you are also rolling initiative?
All right.
Also, yeah, was that 21 Engie's initiative?
initiative.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
astounding.
no, I got a 9 for that.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So that's
This
a 9
seems-
insight.
Okay, 9 insight. Yeah, no, I will say
That's-
Engie just looks really happy. Like, a little bit of aggressiveness going on here, which is not great, but also you haven't seen what he's like on set. This is a little bit manic, a bit odd, but also all of this is understandable. Like, it makes sense. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, you've got plenty of time before this guy's, like, this father guy's gonna turn up. So, yeah. May as well do some fake fighting while you're all doing this. Okay, so the initiative is Engie, Higgs, and then Minty. Go nuts.
Yeah. All right.
You dragged me all the way here. And now that I'm trying to get the job done, you don't want me to do it?
Minty kind of leans in and whispers, just like,
Come on, just let him have this. I mean, this is his carriage, right? And this is the happiest I've seen him, like, since I met him.
Oh, you want to see me happy?
Whose
You're
carriage
about to
is?
see me happy.
And he waves to the carriage. He's like, all right, act 3, scene 5, and we're rolling. Okay, go. And then something kind of weird happens to his stance kind of like changes slightly. And you'd probably understand this as him getting into character if you slightly better with your insight.
They want to string me up. It's the hangman's noose for me, so let the audience clap. If it's a villain they want, then a villain I'll be. I'm a dead man walking, until then there's nothing left but pride. So if you string me up, you'd better hang me high.
We kind of did discuss how this works. What is Oscar gonna do, Kai?
Start singing?
Right now, currently, because you're still at the beginning of things, this is rehearsal. This is practice.
Okay.
Can you take that as you will?
I'll take it as I will. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're singing about ropes, Higgs, can you make me a strength check?
This
Are
be
you
a
going
save.
for like a grapple? Because I think I can do dex if it is.
No, you can't. It is a strength saving throw
Okay.
because I'm not doing a grapple.
Oh, okay, sure.
14's not too
That
bad.
doesn't.
Yeah.
That does not succeed, though.
Aw.
To help with this visual, as he's singing, he starts swinging a large lasso, which appears to be made out of lightning. And he casts it at you, and you are lassoed but good and are yanked towards him, specifically within 5 feet of him, and you get electrocuted for 2d8 lightning damage.
Oof. Ooh,
That is
14!
14 damage. Happily, that's the only thing he can do this round, so good
Boy.
luck.
Higgs, your turn.
That goes away, right? That was just that part.
I'm gonna check. I think it does. Yeah, probably. Probably. I don't think you're restrained by it for ages. Nah, yeah, it lasts
Yeah.
1 round, so yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Still hurts, though. You got static fur syndrome.
It sure does. All right. Oh, okay. All right. I see how it is. I just want to tell you, you started this. Or as far as Higgs is concerned, you started this.
I mean, he really did. Like, look at the initiative order.
I think Higgs is going to. He reels for a second and then, like, opens up his coat and reaches into, like, an inner pocket and pulls out a little vial. It's got a red liquid in it, and he shakes it up and he takes a sippy.
Is it a big sippy?
It is, and he's gonna cast Dragon's Breath.
Ooh.
I mean, gonna look great on film.
It sure will. Now, Higgs doesn't know about any specific strengths or weaknesses that the engineer has, does he?
You could roll, like, to randomize it.
Let me just. I'm gonna maybe do a quick intelligence just to see. No.
Nope.
Oh my god. Do you use fire? That would be hilarious.
No, I'm gonna go with lightning. He has
Okay.
the opportunity to pick cold damage, but he doesn't know enough about you. So yeah, until the spell ends, the creature can use an action to exhale energy of the chosen type in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. So, go ahead and make a dex save for me.
Also,
will
important
make
question, where's Minty standing in this?
I
Good.
figured like next to Higgs, probably.
Okay, that's fair. So
I would
probably,
say, I imagine, yeah, because if he got pulled close to the engineer, he's facing
yeah.
the engineer.
That's
She's
a
probably
10.
yeah.
she's probably like a few feet behind Higgs then.
That makes sense. The 18 is what I get because I roll at advantage because I'm a barbarian. Does that
Yes.
pass?
It does. You still take half damage.
Yeah, fine. Zibby zaps. Feel bad the electricity here.
11.
Half of 11 is 6, I guess? We're running up.
Yeah, if we're gonna round up, we'll round up.
Yeah, you go 6. While Mark is looking through Higgs' spell list and everything, Minty, can I please get like a perception roll from you, please?
You most certainly can.
Yeah, seeing as you're the one that has consistently paid the most attention to what's been going on with the
Right
audience.
on. Aw,
dear.
Minty.
Crit fail. Okay, you are far too.
She's kind of frightened, I imagine.
Yeah, you're
Aw.
far too caught up with your two friends tossing lightning about now to really take much notice. Sorry.
See, now the problem is, because that was really, I think it's a bonus action to drink it and an action to cast. And Higgs isn't going to run away, because what's that going to do? So I think I'm just ending my turn right up against you after just having blast lightning in your face.
That is an absolutely advisable thing to do, definitely that I would suggest.
On the other hand, at least you didn't incur an attack of opportunity.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what's
Right
that
on.
going to do?
I was actually being sincere. Sorry, did that not convey? I was like, actually, no, that's a really good idea.
Minty, your turn. What do you want to do?
All right. Well, first she kind of quietly whispers to herself,
Oh golly, this is a lot more method acting than I expected.
and then out loud, she's gonna say, "Cause well, got to go on with the show."
Your days in this town are over, you awful villain.
And
So much.
You do legit hear cheering from the audience.
Now, hang on, who's she casting this at?
no,
Which one is the villain here?
no, well, that's directed at Engie because he's the villain.
No,
so
no, I'm just.
yeah. No, she's gonna cast a Shield of Faith on Higgs, so he gets a +2 bonus to his AC.
Yes.
And she's gonna kind of keep her distance because she is cleric, she is squishy. So she's gonna like back up like 30 feet or so, like still in frame, obviously, like so the camera's still catching her, but like a decent bit of distance from the villain. So
You're gonna get a couple of boos for that, because that's not a very heroic move. But the show goes on, as you said. Engie, back to you.
Yeah, I think that actually incenses him because, like, oh, what are you doing? This is not good stage direction.
They want to cut me down. A public execution awaits, but I'm no rodeo clown. I'll meet my maker face to face, 'cause I dug my own grave so deep I came out the other side. So if you cut me down, just make sure that I die.
And speaking of cutting, oh, I am so sorry, Higgs. I'm so fucking sorry. I don't want to kill this guy, but like it fits with the line.
All right, but I thought you didn't die. Wasn't that the whole point? Stop singing at me.
Please duck, Higgs. Oh, you did. Thank you. Okay. Unfortunately, he's a barbarian and he has 2 attacks. Oh boy.
Okay, so you know that big flaming sword he has, the one that's on fire and that does like damage.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna. I mean, like he's not raging. It could be much worse. But yeah, this sword goes swinging past over your head, and then it comes right back, and it goes right across you for 23 damage.
Oh.
I mean, I'm really sorry.
You?
How you doing? Are you alive?
You catch Higgs off guard with that second attack. And I think I like to imagine they had been kind of like circling each other, and you get him good, just a full across the body slice. And I think it would be fun if you slash him and he takes a step back and then falls down into like the orchestra pit.
There are gasps of shock and horror coming from the audience, and I will say, you guys don't need to do perception for this now, because as you continue with this, the audience is getting louder and louder, and you can hear, like, even if you can't see anything, they're right there, and there are people upset that the protagonist's morally questionable best friend is down.
As an aside, the engineer, in inverted commas, is like glaring at Minty and is pointing at her mark in a sort of a, if you'd been in your place, this scene would have worked better.
Ooh, yeah, no, Minty looks scared at that. And it's her turn now, I believe, because we kind of skip over Higgs's if he's down, right?
It's dead.
I make a death saving throw.
Oh yeah, you do.
You gotta breathe fire, electricity before you went.
Yeah.
That's a fail.
He's one step closer to death.
Oh boy.
First through, like, okay. Minty, you go.
The good news is the cleric is next.
Yeah, yep, there goes the cleric. All right, so Minty kind of gulps because she's like getting a little bit scared now.
A little bit?
All right, so she's gonna move forward back onto her mark, and there's a little bit of a tremor in her voice, but she says, I won't let you hurt my friends anymore. And then she casts a spiritual weapon. And we cast that at 3rd level, so it's a little bit stronger. Or actually, wait, no, does that change? Yeah, no, it can increase the damage. Okay, so yeah, so 3rd level, and so a big spectral yarn ball appears right above Engie's head, and it's gonna try and wallop him. So
okay, do you roll a hit, or do I dodge?
I rolled a hit. It's an attack roll. Does that hit?
No, he does. It doesn't, man. He like cartwheels out of the way.
Aw, man.
Sorry.
Okay, I will go. Minty, can I get another insight roll from you, please?
Insight, right?
Yeah.
All right. Minty, come on. Insight's your thing.
That's an 8. You like this is some pretty intense method acting, but like at least Higgs seems to be really getting in on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as we roll back to Engie, can I get a wisdom saving throw from you, please?
I was hoping I would be able to make one of those at some point. So
Yeah, sorry. I know, I figured to keep things going faster, may as well skip over the first ones that were gonna get skipped. That's a 4. No, continue.
Maybe the idea of actually killing one of your friends might shake you out of it, but
No, continue. This is a
No.
great play. Everyone, like, the audience is having a great time. Can't you hear them cheering?
Mm-hmm.
They're all cheering for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
String me up, cut me down, fill me well, lad, and gather round for the greatest spectacle you've ever seen. No animals were hurt during the making of this film, but I'm the man who's died 1,000 times off screen.
And with a rather pained expression, he's gonna come and attack Minty. Oh my god. I mean, I guess, DM, what kind of thing are you looking for here? I mean, he has the sword out.
I will say this is a sort of thing where, while there's other stuff going on, you are still playing the villain in a play, on a film.
Yeah.
Get as villainous as you feel like, but also you know how this is meant to end.
Yeah,
Monologue.
I mean, like,
Minty's
Minty's...
decent villain, you're gonna monologue.
I'm singing.
That's
Is
what the
that
song
not
is.
monologue enough? You want more fucking monologue? I can't do more than that. Okay, I tell you what, Minty is fairly far away, so he's gonna throw some circular saws at her.
Oi.
This counts as like a two-handed weapon thing attack, so he does this 3 times. Miss! Thank goodness.
That's a miss. Also
That's,
a miss.
And a hit.
Unfortunately, that's a hit.
I mean, like, that's good and dramatic, right?
Yeah.
2 of them miss and the hero
Yeah.
gets it.
That's
she
wonderful.
pirouettes out of the way of one and dodges the other, but then the last one, like, it hits her.
There are cheers in the audience when the dodges, and then "ooh no" sort of cries at
Yeah,
Minty
you take
doubles over.
5 slashing damage.
Ouch.
Your lovely plush cuddly toy body.
Oi. Yeah, you might see a little bit of stuffing leak out just a bit.
Another death saving throw from Higgs, please.
Oh,
Does the 10 make
That's
it or
actually a
not make it?
fail. That's actually a fail. That's 2
Great.
fails.
really?
He's got one more before he dies.
Yep.
Oh
Oh
my.
boy.
D&D is scary.
Yep, pretty fucking much. Minty.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Minty sees that. Can Minty see from here that like Higgs is not doing so well?
He's in the pit. I'm sorry I positioned him like this. I thought
No,
it was
he's in
cool
the
and
pit.
dramatic.
You can kind of peer, like, the thing is, if you want to be able to check, I'm gonna need to... Alright, this is gonna be your bonus action. Roll me, like, investigation to see if you can kind of get a good sight of Higgs and how he's doing.
All right. So investigation and not
If you move
perception
and
then.
look-
No.
I imagine if you move and look down, he's down there. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this is
like
also...
just peer over the side.
It's
Okay,
a-
like see how badly he's doing.
Yeah, it's a little bit dark down there and tad cluttered, and it's kind of like, you gotta be able to get a good look, and like, because you know what you're looking for, it's investigation rather than perception.
All right. Okay, come on, please, 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 please.
A 14,
Is that
okay.
enough?
You've spotted him, and it's high enough that you can kind of go, alright, he's off stage, he's off camera, like, he doesn't need to be acting dead. And hey, wait, no, you just took actual damage.
Mm-hmm.
You can draw your own conclusions from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
boy.
not moving.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh. Yeah, she kind of looks like nervously between him and Engie and the cameras, and she just says, cut! And then she leaps off the stage, and she's gonna go to heal Higgs, because, oh boy.
Yeah.
You've never seen him so still.
Oh god.
Okay.
There we go. Getting
16.
those good healing rolls.
Higgs, you are breathing again. And
Ow!
unfortunately, Minty, that was your turn. Did you want to do or say anything? Like, speech is a free action. You've got a little bit of time for that.
All right, she's gonna shout, Engie, stop! We're actually getting hurt!
I'm gonna try, man.
Yep, another wisdom save.
Oh my god.
Oh!
3. So,
Aslan!
Mr. Director / villain, how do you feel about your stars jumping off, like, out of camera, out of shot, and not listening to your instructions here?
Did not jump, he fell!
Well, no, Minty jumped.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with him and with this and with everything. But all he can do with that is keep going.
I'm really
So,
sorry.
like, oh
Boy.
man, you know that thing where like heroes kind of like, not heroes, villains kind of do that sort of slumped walk, like they don't even care, and it's just like,
Ooh.
it's fucking scary, man. You've never seen him look like this. Okay, here we go. Final verse, please. Final verse.
Why won't you cut me down? Just put me out my misery. There's no more reason to frown. You're the heroes in this Pyrrhic victory. But we've got off track, wind that film back, let's take it from the top. Now you just cut me down, yes, cut me down, please cut me down, just make it stop.
And he is like really trying not to, and he's still gonna go after me with the fucking sword. I'm so sorry.
Boy. That does not hit.
That's the first attack, this is the second attack. Oh, thank
Does
God.
not hit.
No, yes. He does miss, and like maybe
Yes.
there is some semblance of him that is like, even with that failed whiz save, like he doesn't want to fucking kill them.
It is at
Alright.
this point
Does he
that-
jump down into the pit with them?
Yeah, he'd have to, I guess.
Meet
Yep.
me in the pit for an ass kicking.
Yeah, in the fucking pit.
I
Okay.
will say this is the point where Minty definitely, with your 15 in passive perception, and because you've been paying attention to what's going on, those weird little glimmerings that you have been seeing above the engineer as he was pacing down stage, you now definitely can see them. While they were very, very faint before, like barely can see them out of the corner of your eye sort of glimmers, they've been getting stronger and stronger as this has continued, and they are now very clearly like thin thread-like wires, or more accurately, looking at how Engie jumps as he leaps down from stage, arms loose, body kind of slumping to the ground as he lands for a second. They're strings. And Higgs, I believe it's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh golly, what does he do?
You can just hold your turn for a minute and let Minty go first if you want.
I will say I do have something that might be able to help with this, potentially. But like it'll have to be on my turn, so.
Well, is it something that you do and then we're gonna have to wait until engineer's turn, or?
It's something to help with like the strings, basically, like what's happening to him.
Yeah,
I just don't want to say because it's not my turn yet. But yeah.
I mean, I could give you a suggestion because you just gave me an idea when you said hold your turn. Hint, 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 hint.
This is wrong.
We've got to just love the foreshadowing from games like a year and a half ago.
Absolutely.
Very, very good.
Maybe you could hold your turn until after I do my thing, potentially?
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
you can
gonna
go
wait
after
until-
me.
Okay, so, funny thing about Minty's, one of her favorite little spells, Calm Emotions, it can not only calm people down, but it can suppress a charm effect. So she is going to cast Calm Emotions on Engie here. And, so it doesn't specify that, like, he has to, like, try and make the save against it, like, if he's being controlled, like, if like, the being controlled part would force him to make a save or something. I'll leave that up to you, Kai.
I am also going to
If, like, he's
actually,
allowed to fail it.
because this is something that is actively working against something else, I'm going to need you to make a spellcasting roll. I normally don't really care about them that much,
Of course,
but this
yeah.
is something... Oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna use my inspiration point.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause,
good
yeah.
Good, excellent use. Okay, yeah. You cast Calm Emotions on Engie, and you can feel you are casting this with all your heart as the power kind of fizzles for a second in fear, and then and the spell washes over Engie. And I'm not gonna necessarily make you roll just yet. Well, actually, no. You know what? Make another fucking wisdom saving throw with advantage because of this.
All right.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
The power of pun
Angie,
compels
come on,
you.
Angie, come on.
The
Oh.
power of pun compels you.
Oh my
Oh
No.
my god, you just
You know
can't
what?
get it?
You know what? You burned an inspiration point. I'm gonna burn one of mine because I have two.
Thank you.
Yep.
With the power of love breaks through. Come on.
Yep.
Power of love.
With the help of your friends, you pull against these strings. You try less so physically and more just emotionally and mentally. And this is the point where, like, you could see them in the air before. Now they are visibly straining, and you can hear the slight crystal humming, the ding, and they snap. And Engie, you slump to the ground.
Oof.
But you're free.
Okay. Thank you. I'm very sorry. Higgs, are you alright?
Yeah, no thanks to you. What the hell was that?
I
I
really
think those
do
strings
not-
were controlling him.
I think
All
he's
right.
gonna like, try and look.
I mean, yeah, we're totally looking for this guy right now. I mean, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
No appearance
Come
just
where
yet.
you are.
All right. Where are you? Were you the one controlling Engie?
Nothing.
Come on now, don't
But
be shy.
silence. Even the audience has gone completely silent.
All right. Well, while we have a second, does anybody need healing?
I think Higgs does. Just a
yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I got
Definitely.
about half hit points.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slap another healing on there. Time for
I mean,
hugs. All right.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. But like, if it's final boss time, I wouldn't say no, but like, I am all right.
Mod, when you rolled that 23, Higgs was on
I'm s-
19 hit points.
Oh,
Which is
I'm so
not bad
Oh
for
boy.
him. That's more than half.
That was.
You wrecked his shit.
That was brutal. And that was one. Like, I missed on the
All right.
first
So you
one.
get 5 HP back. I do more, but I'm
Hey.
kind of saving my other slots. So.
The longer you spend down in the orchestra pit, the longer that the stage is left empty and you guys are off your mark as the film cameras keep clicking away, filming nothing. You can start to hear like grumbling murmurs. They're starting like so quiet, so very, very quiet that you barely notice them at first. But this grumbling murmur starts to grow and grow the longer you spend down there. They are not happy.
Well, guess what? I'm not fucking happy either.
Ow.
Geez, what do we do now? We can't really go back on there. I mean, those strings might come back.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
For anyone that wants to, roll Arcana to see if you can figure out what the fuck
I
was
mean,
up with
I
that.
kind of want to just for
Oh
the
wow,
joke of it.
17.
I always love to roll Arcana.
I love to roll a kind of with my -7, which if anyone's
Oh,
going, what the
That's great. I have a +7.
Oh, really? Oh, not -7, -9. I made a trade. I made a trade with the devil called Kai, who's wonderful, and they said that in order to give this guy who's a famous director and actor some performance,
You
I
needed
will
to
take a -9 in Arcana.
It works.
That's a 10. I mean, I
not
rolled a
too
19, but that's a 10.
Wow.
That's not bad. Okay, with that, yeah, you can kind of sense that whatever spell there was specifically string-wise, you know that now it has ended. Minty and Higgs, you can kind of tell, because you're a little bit more magically attuned, you can feel the ramifications of that spell having been so brutally broken like that, and you can feel like the magic hovering in the air, but you can feel it is shattered. It would take an active spell being cast, it would take active work for that spell to be put back together again, and for the strings to coalesce. And Higgs, with that fucking 21, you are also kind of listening to the like feeling the magic in the air, and you can feel it building, but you're not sure what or why. It's just getting bigger as the audience keeps muttering in distaste as the show has been stopped.
Alright, I think I might have an idea. Okay, so Minty's gonna turn to Engie and she's gonna say, well, the show must go on, but,
How do you feel about redemption arcs?
We can try that.
Worth a shot.
How do we get
Hey.
back on stage? I mean, we kind of. Well, all right. We'll just say that was on purpose. This sort of audience
Hey, tough guy.
interaction. What?
Tough guy.
What?
Give me that. He points at the sword.
I mean, if we're gonna do that, we have to do it properly.
And he's gonna get back up on stage, and he's gonna, I'm just gonna say Flavortown, like, he's gonna lasso them back up on stage, but he's gonna use a rope from,
Alright,
his collection of things. He's gonna lasso you back onto the stage, and as you do, he somehow manages to give Higgs an opportunity to get the sword, and that's how the heroes can get out of this bind.
Can I get a quick performance check from everyone?
Higgs definitely
yeah.
does do like one of those like elbow you and then
Mhm.
and then grab it maneuvers, but he elbows you maybe just a little bit harder than he had to.
Okay.
Ooh, it's an 18 performance.
Oh, yeah,
What is
Minty's going. Minty is on
Hey.
fire.
Let's
The
see.
engineer is perfect as always.
9.
Higgs is underwhelming.
You tried. Gold star.
All right.
Not completely unrealistic. There's still some minor muttering from the audience, but with
Oh, some of it was very real, like when he elbowed a little too hard.
okay, no, that's fair. But I think with all that, yeah, the audience seems quelled, and as Higgs gets a hold of the sword, there is cheering again. And yeah, you guys have regained control of the audience. And
Mhm.
as you guys are setting about with this next particular arc, you can just hear this slow clapping
Oh, good.
coming
There we
from
go.
behind stage.
I knew that was gonna happen.
You can't see anyone just yet, but you do hear a voice echo around the entire theatre. Not quite sure where it's coming from, but, well, I can't say it's my favourite of endings, but we can always fix that, can't we? And I'm ending the session there.
Great.
Yeah.
What did I say about monologues? Okay, fine. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Higgs. I'm so sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry, Minty.
It's totally fine. I have been
Yeah.
waiting for the whole time we've been playing Toonkind games for one of my characters to get to 0 hit points.
Well, it surely happened. I am so
He
sorry.
was one roll away from death. I love it.
Oh,
See, well,
And this is why you bring the cleric, ladies and gents.
I would
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
to
yeah.
say, you were technically, you may have been one roll away from death, but you wouldn't have actually died just
Died,
because
yeah.
of the shenanigans on the train involved. I would also like to
Yeah.
point out, one of those little rescue boxes would not have been coming.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
I figured
that's
that's like
gruesome.
what would have happened, but yeah.
ugh.
Be glad you don't have to find out. But anyway, everyone want to say goodbye so I can end the recording?
Yes, goodbye, goodbye.
Bye,
Thank you so much.
everybody.
Bye,
Bye,
See you
everyone.
We
again
love
soon.
you.